Mark Millar's comic book series Wanted, which debuted 20 years ago, concluded with its main character Wesley Gibson embracing his role as a member of the Fraternity of Super-Criminals. Now, Millar's Big Game miniseries serves as a direct sequel to Wanted, and in its opening pages, makes it very clear that Wesley is the villain. The ending of Wanted has often been misunderstood by readers. It relies on an inverted comic book morality, with Wesley dedicating himself in the final pages to upholding the status quo enforced by the supercriminals. Speaking directly to the reader, Wesley acknowledges that all the ills of the world are directed by those in power, and that he is now one of those in power. In the world of Wanted, superheroes were exterminated by the Fraternity of Super-Criminals, who direct the suffering of the world populace for their own enrichment and empowerment. Rather than reject their evil control, protagnost Wesley Gibson jojns the fraternity. The original series closes with him admonishing the reader, "There, happy now? Pleased to see the mystery resolved? Little old me getting the girl, the cash, and ending our story as one of the secret masters of the world." Mark Millar's new series Big Game, which ties all of his comic book properties together into an interconnected world known as the Millarverse, finds Wesley leading the fraternity 2 decades later. Wesley Gibson, as depicted in the first issue of Big Game, is unrepentantly the bad guy. He is committed to keeping superheroes from returning to help average people, to maintaining the status quo that benefits only him and a select group of villains. Mark Millar has taken the opportunity to make this unambiguously clear from the opening pages of Big Game #1, as some readers of Wanted over the years have not grasped the full implications of the book's final moments. Wanted, like much of Millar's work, turned comic book conventions on their head, depicting a world where the activity of supervillains went unchecked by the familiar heroics of costumed crime fighters. As Wanted closes, Wesley, who has narrated the series, indicts the reader for passively accepting the horrors of the modern world, making it clear that Wanted is meant to be set in the reader's world. In Big Game, decades have passed, and the character has long profited from his position as one of Earth's secret masters. Few readers will likely root for Wesley in the new series, which will see his plans for control opposed by other Mark Millar characters, including Kick-Ass and Hit-Girl. With the release of Big Game, and Wesley's role as its central antagonist, Wanted can now be looked at more clearly for what it is, a supervillain origin story.